The Centers for Disease Control projects up to 20% of Americans will get the flu this year. As we march toward the peak of cold and flu season, you want to be mindful about what you can do to stay healthy or alleviate symptoms if you do get sick. Dr. Keri Peterson is an internist who practices medicine in New York City. Good morning and thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
What are your top 3 tips to stay healthy through cold and flu season?
The first thing that I recommend is that you wash your hands regularly for at least 20 seconds with soap and water. Next is to keep your hands off your eyes, nose, and mouth because that's how we spread germs to ourselves. And lastly, be sure to get your flu shot.
Well, despite our best efforts, we might still get sick. So what can we do to alleviate symptoms? What do you recommend?
Well, you want to make sure you get plenty of rest. If you do get a fever, use a cool, damp washcloth just to be more comfortable. Drink lots of fluids, warm water, broth, or electrolyte beverages can be helpful to prevent dehydration. If you get a sore throat, you can do some saltwater gargles. And for breathing issues, you can try a humidifier. Plus, studies have shown that the cold and flu virus thrive in dry places. So by keeping the humidity in your home between 40 to 60%, something like a Vicks humidifier can help reduce the survival of flu and cold viruses in your home.
And then when would you say it's time to keep a sick kiddo home from school?
Well, the first thing to ask yourself is, does your child have a fever? If they have a temperature of 101 or more, then you should keep them home. So taking their temperature is the first way to gauge and what to do. I work with Braun, and they offer the ThermoScan ear thermometer, which is #1 among moms and pediatricians. And moms can be confident that it is accurate because the ear canal sits in close proximity to the eardrum, which shares the same blood supply as the brain's temperature control center. The next question to ask is, can my child engage in class? If they're too run down, then keep them home. And lastly, ask yourself, is my child too contagious to go to school? If they are, then they should stay home.
Is there one cold and flu myth you'd like to debunk?
I'd say the one biggest myth is that antibiotics can kill colds or flu viruses, and they just can't. Antibiotics work to kill bacteria, and colds and flus are viruses, so they don't work for those.
One website before we let you go?
VicksHumidifiers.com.
Dr. Keri Peterson, thank you.
Thank you.